Hi everyone. Let's solve the third question from weekly contest 329, that is apply bitwise operations to make strings equal. Now in this question, you are given two zero index binary strings s and target of the same length n, and you can do the following operation on s any number of times. Choose two different indices I and j where I is greater than 0 and j is less than n. Simultaneously replace si with si or, this is bitwise or, si or sj, and replace sj with si xor sj. For example, if s is equal to this, you can choose I is equal to 0 and j is equal to 2, then simultaneously replace s of 0, that is s of I, with s of 0 or s of 2, that is 0 or 1, which is 1, and s of 2 with s of 0 xor s of 2 is equal to 0 xor 1, which is 1. So we will have s equal to this. Return true if you can make the string s equal to target, or false otherwise, right? So let's understand this question. So in this question, what is being told to us is that we are given this string, right? We are given this, just a minute. Okay, we are given two strings, right? One is s and one is target. So we have to perform some operations on this string s to make it equivalent to target, right? So what that operation is, we can select any two indices from string s, right? Let's say we select this index and this one, right? So if we select them, what will we get? So let's say this is our ith index and this is our jth index. So what we have to do is we have to replace s of I with xor of, sorry, or of s of j, right? So what we will get? We will get 1 or 1, which is 1, right? And then we will take, okay, then we have to update s of j with s of I xor s of j, right? So which will be 0 in this case. So what we will get? We will get 1 0 0 and 0, right? So this is what we will get. So this is one operation that we performed on to this string, right? So we have to we can perform this operation any number of times, and somehow performing this operation, we have to make the string equal to target string, right? So one thing that you can see here is there is no boundation on the number of operations that we can perform, as well as the indexes that we can choose, right? We can also take this index as j and this index is I. So there is no constraint that I should be less than j or something like that, right? So because of this, it becomes very easy to solve. Now why? Let's see. Now one thing that you should know is when we take or, right? When we take or of any two bits, if any of the number is 1, right, then the or will come out to be 1, right? Similarly for xor also, if if we have a 0 and a 1, right, then our xor will be equal to 1. So this indicates that our string like s and target, if they have, if our target string has 0 and 1s both, right, then in s we must have 0 and 1s both, right? Why? Because to get 1, we need to have 1 inside of this string s, right? And to get 0 also we need two ones or two zeros, anything like that, right? So you can notice one thing, that everything is depending onto this factor, right? The number of ones in a particular string. What we need to have are both numbers 0 and 1, right, inside of both the strings, right? Let's say if it was totally 0, right, then in s if we have 1, if at any place we have 1, then we will not be able to convert it to all zeros. Why? Because we are also performing OR operation, right? We have to perform OR operation, and if we take any two indices, right, so we cannot get rid of this 1 then. So that is first case, right? That is if target string has all zeros, right, then this S should also not have any number of ones, right? There should be no one present in S. S should also have all zeros. Only then this case will be possible. Otherwise, if S contains 1 or 0, if at any place, like even if we have a single 1 inside of S, then we will not be able to make it equal to target. And the second case is, like let's say our string S has no 1, right? In string S, we don't have any number of ones, but in target we need, right? Again this condition comes into the play that if we do OR, we need 1 right? And it has all zeros. So when it has all zeros, how can we perform this operation in any way that we will get 1? So that is also not possible, right? So these two cases will be there, right? And we have to solve, and for all the other cases, right, even if we have any number of 1, as we saw, there are no constraint, right, like I should be less than j, or to the number of operations that we can perform, right? So there is no constraint on that, so we can easily make it equal to target by performing any number of operations, right? But for these two cases, when the target string has all zeros or string S has all zeros, then we have to check, right? Then we have to check if it is for if in this case, if S has any one, like if S contains even a single one, then this case is, then whatever the string be, it is not possible to make any such operation in the string S to make it equal to target. And similarly, if string S has all zeros and the target string has a single one, right? If the target string contains any one, right, then also it is not possible. So let's see. So that is what we have to do, right? This is the logic of this problem. So let's see how we'll code it. So we are simply checking whether S is equal target. If they are already equal, strings are already equal, then we don't have to perform any operation. We simply return true. Then we count the 1, CNT1 in S is the number of 1, the count of 1 in S, string S, and CNT1 in T is count of 1 in target, right? So we count the number of ones in S, and then we count the number of ones in T, and then we check these two cases, right? If target string has all zeros and S has a single one, right, and S contains 1, right? So it is here, this one case, it's this case, right, that the target string has all zeros but string S has some ones, right? And this is the second case, that our string S has all zeros but in target string we need ones, right? So in both these cases it is not possible to make this string S equal to string target, right? So we return false. And for all the other cases, even if we have a single one and also in target we have a 1, so we can easily perform operations to get string S equal to target. So we return true for all other cases.